Question. But the Republic in Nigeria, is it possible? Yes, it's possible. Can we actually get a win?
Feel the reaction coming all the way from.
First of all.
Okay, Favor. Okay. Against Benin Republic, and we would like to look at the tactical angle. Where did the Eagles, where did they go wrong? Of course, to join us in this conversation will be the first team assistant coach of Fleetwood United, a club over there in the United Arab Emirates. We've got Sylvester Ayero. Thank you so much, Coach, for joining us at this time.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. My pleasure.
Great one to have you. I know I want to look at a tactical angle of where the Super Eagles went wrong, but I will start off with this question. What are your takeaways from Nigeria's loss to Benin Republic, and does this indicate that the Super Eagles are in crisis? Because I did see your tweets on X, and I know for sure that you have reservations concerning their performance yesterday.
First of all, I want to say I was not surprised with the outcome because football is reality.com. Football is reality.com. Football is not what you believe, it's what is on ground. You understand? And when you look at the Super Eagles in a whole, when you look at Super Eagles in a holistic view, you will see that the players we have in Super Eagles are average players. They're not the kind of players we think they are. They're not the kind of player we think like the guys of Vinicius, Rodrigo, you know. So the first thing we need to do is first of all accept our reality. And when you accept your reality, and when you look at the Super Eagles in a whole, when you look at Super Eagles in a holistic view, you will see that the players we have in Super Eagles are average players. They're not the kind of players we think they are. They're not the kind of player we think like the guys of Vinicius, Rodrigo, you know. So the first thing we need to do is first of all accept our reality. And when you accept your reality, then you start thinking, how best can you maximize the players you have? Now, you have a striker like Onechu, who is tall. Then you are playing people like Lukman and Chukwueze, who doesn't cross. It will not work. Onechu is not a bad striker. He's a fantastic striker, but you need to know his strength as a striker. So it can't boil down to player profile. If you are playing Onechu, you should think, those people play at the way more people that cross the ball into the box, because you have a striker that operates in the box. So if you are not playing Lukman or Chukwueze, who doesn't cross, then you start thinking of people like Boniface, who love to join the midfield. So these are key details, but I don't want to go into tactical details, because I don't want to sound as if I'm criticizing the coach, but this is the reality. When I watch the Super Eagles against Mali, Ghana, and South Africa, I start asking myself certain questions. What is the structure of the Super Eagles?
Okay, Coach.
What is the structure of the Super Eagles? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. But, Coach, I would like to really happen something. Let's react to the inconsistency, because they say that... they're not
the kind of player we think like the guys of Vinicius, of the Super Eagles.
Okay, Coach.
What is the structure of the Super Eagles? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. But, Coach, I would like to really happen something. Let's react to the inconsistency, because they say that attack will win you games, but defense will win you competitions. Let's look at the inconsistency in that defense. There were some defensive errors seen over there in George Finidi's recent tenure with the Super Eagles of Nigeria, particularly that avoidable goal conceded against Benin Republic. What do you say about that defensive error? Because the 2 goals conceded by the Super Eagles were very cheap.
It still boils down to team identity. Now, I don't want to compare the Super Eagles in AFCON and the current Super Eagles, but when you look at the Super Eagles in AFCON, when you look at the first game, you see we try to play for fluidity style of play, like the beautiful football, ball possession, but it didn't work in the first game. And what happened? The coach become more strategic. It fell down to more defensive structure, which gives Nigeria an identity. For this current Super Eagles, we don't have a defensive identity. You can imagine the second goal, I don't know, the first goal, the corner kick. 4 players attacking one ball while there's 2 Benin Republic players behind them. It shows that there's no defensive identity. Even against South Africa, we're very lucky against South Africa, because South Africa, they were just terrible. They have so many chances to score. You could see how many times we have moments like defender running back to defend. Ensure that we don't have what we call a defensive balance. See, there are certain principles in football that you can never overlook. I don't care if you can have any style of play. You can say you're an attacking coach, a defensive coach, but there are certain principles of football you must respect. For example, what is your defensive identity? How many defense rests do you want to have at the back? Do you want to play in the last half? We were seeing 4 at the back, 3 at the back, with one DM in front of them. You could see the identity. In case of counter attack. But this current Super Eagles, what we have is players just playing football randomly, trying to solve problems randomly. I don't want to sound as if I'm criticizing the head coach because I so much believe in Nigeria coaches. Because a success for him is success for all of us as Nigeria coaches. But as we stand now, we only have 3 points in 4 games, which is a terrible situation. We have to be honest to ourselves. That's like 3/12 in an exam. That's a fair mark. Now the question is, can we still qualify? Obviously, yes, we have 6 games to go. If we can win all our game, we'll definitely qualify. But can we win all our game the way we are playing now? It's a capital no. Because when you look at the game, when you look at Super Eagles currently, you see so many gaps in the midfield. You see so many space. So, and in football, if you expose your team with so much space, any team in the world can beat you. Any slightly organized team can beat you. So we need to first of all identify what we want to play as a team. You know, we so much clamor for possession football, attacking football. You cannot have an attacking team without a defensive structure. And those are the things we need to address.
Okay.
You can see Benin play with so much confidence because they know that there's so many space to play between the line.
Okay, coach.
We see this in the last AFCON. So we need to take away ego. We need to first of all know that we don't have the players we think we have, and start thinking of how do we start playing a strategic football.
All right, coach. I'm sorry to butt in.
Okay, what if I tell you, if you can start your business and secure a visa for just 6,000?
Coach, I'm sorry to butt in at this time, but you alluded to the fact that the Super Eagles they have average players. They do not have players like the Vinicius Junior from the La Liga, but these are players who are coming off teams that were champions in their individual leagues. Let's look at team selection right now. Does the omission of a prolific striker, that's from the Bayer Leverkusen, from the German Bundesliga, Victor Boniface from the starting 11, of course, we did see that a bit of a change, taking out Onuachu, Kelechi Iheanacho. We did see an introduction of Raphael Onyedika in that starting lineup, and Terem Murphy coming as the number 9 in the starting lineup against Benin Republic. But the absence of Victor Boniface against South Africa in the starting lineup and against Benin Republic in yesterday's game, do you think that really took a toll on the team's attacking prowess?
First of all, this is my opinion, not the Super Eagles head coach opinion. You don't bench your best players. In a game as crucial as World Cup, you don't bench your best players. Now, it now boils down to his own philosophy. What does he see? How does he want to address the game? You could see from his 2 games, he wants to play a big striker like Iheanacho and Murphy, right? That's what he's trying to tell us. But then, if you want to play such striker, you must have good cutter of the ball. People that want to deliver good crosses, prepared crosses. Because these are strikers that love to use their heads, use their height. So, but then, if you look at the team structure of Super Eagles, we don't have, none of our wingers are good crossers. From Moses Simon, Lookman, all of them, they don't know how to cross ball. They love to cut in. So why are you putting Boniface on the bench? When you know that this is somebody that can hold on to the ball, he's skillful on the ball, he's good on 1v1, he can create chances, he can assist, he can be a good link-up play with your midfielders because he loves to drop to collect the ball. So that's why I said I am not the head coach. I don't know, that's his own philosophy, but you don't bench your best players in a game as World Cup. You don't experiment players in World Cup. You don't start testing players in World Cup. It's very simple. You have a winning team at the AFCON. Their confidence is still high. They got to the final. All you needed to do was to build on these players. But now we are seeing a lot of experiments, right? A lot of defensive pairing, and it's not working. And the more you're experimenting a team in a World Cup phases, the more we are losing point, and the more other players are having more confidence. As you can see now, none of those things is scared of Super Eagles now. None of them is scared of us because we showed them that we are very vulnerable. We could be South Africa, we lost to Benin Republic, we drew to Lesotho, Zimbabwe. So tell me, so we're not the Super Eagles we are before. So now we need to go back and start thinking, how do we have maximum points from these remaining 6 games? Because we need to be in the World Cup.
Okay, I noticed that the Nigerian team, this cut across all national teams, are always having problem with set pieces. Coach, I really need your wealth of knowledge at this time. How could Nigeria have avoided this recurring issue of conceding early goals and the lack of leadership and communication at the back, especially regarding set-piece defense against the Benin Republic? How should they have avoided that goal, the 37th minute goal they considered, of course, as a reply to that of Raphael Onyedika's goal?
Now, it's still boiled down to the coach's philosophy, the coach self-belief. Now, I would love to quote the Super Eagles head coach. He said he doesn't really believe much in football formation.
Formation, yes.
Right? Now, the question, same with the under-17 coach, says the football formation is jargon, according to Manu Garba. Now, the question that you need to ask yourself is, if you don't believe in football formation, how do you have to practice and defense set piece on training session? You will not see it as something that is important to do in training session, because you believe the players to know how to defend set piece. But in reality, it's not. You need to train how you want to defend set piece.
But does that statement from Finidi George emphasize his lack of tactical knowledge? Does it emphasize that?
Come again?
Does the statement from Finidi George, which says he doesn't believe in formation, does it emphasize his lack of tactical knowledge?
No. See, every coach have what they believe in. And there's nothing like wrong or right in football. There's no monopoly of knowledge, right? But the most important thing is, if you believe in a system of play, then you should be able to show it, make it realistic. So if you say you don't believe in football formation, you believe in action and reaction, right? Then you must have the players that are capable of reacting in any moment of the game. But as it stands now, we don't have some kind of players. What Finidi is trying to do is what we call fluidity system of play, like the Real Madrid, PSG, Man City, when players move randomly, but they move in a structure. They move in a structure. If, for example, Foden is moving to the side, Grealish is coming to the middle, they still maintain a structure. But we don't have structure at the moment in Super Eagles. You could see what happened. You could see Boniface and Iheanacho doing same functions. They are clashing. You could see defenders are clashing. 3 defenders are going to mark one ball because they don't have an identity.
But Coach, I'm sorry, because of time, I would like to know the rationale behind having to position players in their different natural position. I did see that of Bright Osai Samuel. He was played out of his natural position. But does that, that decision require some scrutiny for disrupting the team's balance and effectiveness? The fact that players were put in different positions.
You need to understand, not every player can adapt to different position. Most players in Super Eagles don't have the technical ability to adapt to different positions. You get? So you can't push a player to a position that he cannot give you maximum performance. So that's why the coach have to sit down and look at the team, the players you have now. Because you can't start looking for players. You have the player that you have to sit down and think, how do I bring out the best in this player and qualify the Super Eagles for World Cup? We cannot continue to experiment new players in every new matches. You need to stick to a team and refine them. Then bring up a tactics. Drop your ego. Drop your what you think is good or right. You need to now think of how to win games. It's all about 3 points. We are on the verge of not going to the World Cup for the second time. That's a slap on our face as a footballing country, as Nigeria. You understand? So we cannot look at Super Eagles. They are playing as if there's no urgency. They move the ball. Their football play is so predictable. They move the ball so slow, and when they lose the ball, their reaction is so slow. So we see all these things, and I believe coaches see all these things. That's why you have to have position analysis, match analysis. How do we make it go to place, move the ball very fast? When you move the ball very fast, you destabilize the opponent. You cannot be playing You need the football has moved to slow pace football. You understand? So then we need to have a clear structure of defending, a clear structure of transition, a clear structure of attacking. Who are we crossing? If we are crossing, how many players do you inside the box? Who goes to the first or second post?
Okay.
Who is inside of set piece?
All right. With this mountain pressure. Okay,
Yeah.
Coach. With this mountain pressure, would you say that Coach Finidi George is the right man for the job to allow the Super Eagles punch their ticket to the 2026 World Cup?
Right now, Finidi George is the head coach of Nigeria. That is it. He's on the job. There's so much pressure on him now to perform. But what we need to know now is whether he's the right man or not the right man. We're in the middle of crisis. And anything we are thinking now is how can Finidi George deliver results? How can all of us help him with information? Because football is all about information. But what I hope he get to see this video and he get to watch this video, he needs to have an open mind. You know, most times we coaches tend to have this stubborn idea that you have to listen to information and pick the best. Okay, how do I improve my team? We're in the middle of crisis that is bigger than Finidi George. This is Nigeria at stake. We need to be in the World Cup, so you need to listen to the information. Okay, what people say about my team? Where is the people coming from? There's no time for ego, senior coach, junior coach. There's no time for who's at fault. Finidi George is the head coach. Now the question: how can we help him with information? So first thing first, you need to have an open mind and speak for information. Coaches consult each other. Coaches ask questions. There's nothing like ego in it. It's not insult. It's not,
okay, Coach, we're pressed for time at this time. I wish we can continue with this conversation, but I know we'll bring you on